Welcome to this rapid-fire explainer diving into Vanguard's brand new 2026 data on 401k balances. Let's find out exactly how you stack up against your peers right now and, more importantly, what you can do to win.
We're breaking down the numbers age by age to answer one burning question: are you actually on track? Plus, we're going to hit you with immediate, fast-paced hacks to level up your wealth based on your exact stage in life. Let's get right into it.
Level 1, the under 25 bracket. We call this the auto advantage.
Now notice the massive gap between these two numbers. You've got an average balance of over $7,000, but a median of just over $2,000. Why the huge difference? Well, averages get skewed way upward by a few super savers. That much lower median? That is the true reality check for most people. And this gap brilliantly illustrates the single biggest wealth-building behavior you can master right now. Automating your investments beats voluntary choices by nearly $100,000 by year 10. Human nature, procrastination, forgetting, it holds us back. Auto-enrollment totally bypasses your own worst habits.
So if you're under 25, you need to take these 3 rapid actions. 1, get your employer match. That is literal free money. Do not leave it on the table. 2, make sure you're actually in a growth fund, like an S&P 500 index, not just sitting rotting in cash. And 3, lock down your emergency fund first so you don't have to raid your investments the second you get a flat tire.
All right, level 2, ages 25 to 34. This is a critical window where you absolutely cannot afford to be leaking money.
The gap widens substantially here. The average jumps up to over $50,000. But look at that median, just $18,732. It's a stark reminder that half of your peers have less than $19,000 saved as they enter their mid-30s.
And guys, time is literally money right now. $50,000 saved at age 25 compounds to over $1 million by age 65, without you adding another dime. But waiting until age 34 to hit that exact same $50,000 mark, that cuts your end result completely in half.
Protect your momentum. Automate your savings upward whenever you get a raise, targeting a solid 15% rate. Jump on the Roth 401k right now while your taxes are likely low. And, most importantly, never ever cash out when switching jobs. Over 51% of people in their 20s leak their long-term money this way. Please, don't be one of them.
Moving to level 3, ages 35 to 44. This is the decade where life gets wildly expensive, but your 401k is not an ATM.
Here's your 2026 Vanguard reality check. The average sits at $120,000, but the median is just under $47,000. Ask yourself, which side of that divide are you actually on?
Fidelity has a strict rule of thumb for this stage. You should have 3 times your annual salary saved by age 40. Now, I know that sounds daunting, but a small 2 to 3% savings increase at age 38 compounds so much harder than scrambling to save when you're 55.
To hit that aggressive benchmark, whatever you do, do not become one of the 13% who take a loan against their 401k. If you lose your job, it instantly becomes a taxable withdrawal with a massive penalty. Also, put your own oxygen mask on first. Fund your retirement before your kids' 529 college plans. They can borrow for college. You cannot borrow for retirement.
Level 4. Welcome to your highest earning decade, ages 45 to 54. This is the ultimate catch-up era.
The data here gets highly skewed by consistent max savers, pulling the average above $214,000. Meanwhile, the median lags dangerously behind at just $78,000.
And why is that so dangerous? Because by age 55, Fidelity's target accelerates massively. You now need 7 times your annual salary saved. So if you're earning $100,000 a year, you need $700,000 in the vault.
Which brings us to a massive financial lever. The second you turn 50, you can inject an extra $8,000 a year in catch-up contributions. But heed this brand new 2026 rule. If you earn over $150,000, those catch-up contributions must go into an after-tax Roth account. No upfront tax deduction? Sure, but it grows entirely tax-free.
Level 5, ages 55 to 64. This is the final sprint right before traditional retirement.
The numbers here are a real eye-opener. With the median sitting just over $107,000, the typical person has only a fraction of the 10x salary benchmark they technically need by age 65.
But hey, don't panic. Just use your tools. Target 25 times your annual expenses to safely use the 4% withdrawal rule.
And if you are between 60 and 63, use the massive new Super Catch-Up Rule. This lets you inject an extra $11,250 per year into your 401k.
Right now is the time to secure the bag. De-risk your portfolio, meaning shift towards safer investments so a sudden market crash doesn't wipe you out right before you quit working. And strategize your Social Security timing. Delaying it to age 70 yields a whopping 124% of your full benefit.
Finally, ages 65 and up. The entire paradigm completely flips from aggressively saving to safely withdrawing.
Median balances actually drop here as people finally start pulling money out. You must establish a real mathematical withdrawal plan and prepare for forced required minimum distributions, or RMDs, at age 73. And critically, stay partially invested. Going 100% to cash at 65 means inflation is just going to eat you alive over the next 3 decades.
We have covered a massive amount of ground today. Now that you've seen exactly how you stack up in these 2026 benchmarks, I've just one question for you. What is the single biggest move you need to make today to level up your financial future?